And today I wanted to continue off of the video that I had released not week, yesterday. So I talked about how to express yourself to the fullest. Yeah, I had to look at notes. Okay. And I got interrupted, my phone died. So now I'm going to talk to y'all and just continue the conversation about how to really express yourself to the fullest. I'm going to give you all the tools needed to start expressing yourself to the fullest right now. Okay. And this is without like really putting yourself out there, right? This is doing the inward work. So in the last video, I had left off talking about how when I was a kid, I had this protector mindset because I was an empath, so I could feel other people's emotions. And because of this, I would protect other people's emotions and I wouldn't allow myself to express. I wouldn't allow myself to express myself because I wanted to protect other people's emotions. I was worried that something that I would say or something that I would express was going to affect their emotions. And this is a big like mindset to have because it really when you start to like blame yourself for other people's emotions, it really takes you down a spiral that is it's not that it's hard to come out of, but if it's a habit you develop, it's a little bit challenging to come out of that habit, right? So I just wanted to address that because I think a lot of people struggle with this is that they think that what they said or what they do affects other people's emotions, and that's actually not the case. And there's a lot of research behind this, and we'll talk about that in another episode, okay? Again, y'all know the drill. Comment below if I don't talk about this in the future so I can remember to talk about that. But that's like a huge thing around mindset. People, we really think that we control other people, and that's just not the case. That's not the case. So anyway, that's a side note. But today I wanted to focus on the 3 ways that I now allow myself to be expressed. Okay. So the first way is talking to a camera. Okay. So one thing that YouTube has really helped me with is really being more comfortable in front of a camera. I was recently helping my little brothers with their one of their classes, and we're gonna keep it at that. And I realized like they were so nervous in front of a camera. And it was so funny to me because I was like, whoa, like I think I've come a long way because I feel like there was a point where I was like that. Like I was really nervous in front of a camera. And that's one thing that I love about editing videos because you can always edit those awkward parts out and you can really kind of create, I guess, your interpretation of how you want to be seen, right? Whereas like on live stream like this, it's a little challenging. It's a little challenging. Like for example, I had to record this. I think this is the 4th recording that I've done for this live stream, but it's not impossible. Okay, so basically the important part is that you need to just get comfortable expressing yourself in front of a camera. Okay, it's really easy to do. If you want to make a YouTube channel about this, do it, but you don't have to. In fact, when I started, I didn't even release. There's a lot of videos I never released on YouTube, but I still have. And even to this day, I still record videos of myself kind of reflecting on what's happening in my life. And those videos have never been released. Maybe one day I will release them, but like for right now, we're going to keep it for me. Okay, that's for me. But this is a way that I allow myself to express myself in a way where I don't have to worry about what anybody else thinks because I'm literally just expressing myself to a camera. The second way that I practice self expression is that I allow myself to paint. And I do painting, you can draw, you can do whatever, but I just found that I have some limiting beliefs around my ability to draw, which I have actually worked out of recently, which I'm really happy about, and I'll share with y'all later in this video. But I paint. But the important part of painting or doing any creative activity, at least for me, and for people starting out with self-expression, the key was that I never shared it with anybody. It was for me. And this is really important because early in this journey of of self-expression, of creating from like a free space, I learned very early that like people gonna judge. So like you really don't want other people to see your work because I mean for me it's maybe it's just fear of judgment. I need to get over that fear. And I guess in some ways, actually, I have. Like, I don't let other people's judgments get in the way of my self expression. But when you're starting that journey, it is a little bit of a challenge at first. So that's why I say protect your art, protect what you're creating. Okay. Because sometimes it's not the most, I guess the right word to put it is like aesthetically pleasing work of art, right? Because you're just expressing, right? It's not about how pretty it looks. It's not about how like organized it looks. It's not about like, oh, there's too many flowers. It's literally just about, I'm going to draw as many flowers as I want. I'm going to make scribbles. I think there was one art form that I did where I literally painted my hands and just smeared paint all over my canvas. And because I was expressing this emotion that was just flowing through me in the moment. And this is so important to do. And honestly, I think I let somebody see my painting and they're like, what is that? And I was just like, and like there's like my inner child was definitely hurt by that reaction. But later I was like, no, whatever. Like I had to tell myself that this was what I had to express in this moment and this isn't for them and their negativity, like I'm not gonna take that. You have to really put up those shields, put up those walls for people who are still in that space, still in that mindset, right? So that's the second thing that I did for self expression. You just create freely. Now, the third thing that I did for self expression was I started journaling regularly. And by regularly, I mean every single day. Try to do this for at least a year to really develop that habit. And then afterwards, you'll start to journal pretty often. And in my journal, I don't just write about stuff. I don't just process my emotions or actually right now, I think I'm more in this like I created a journal where I kind of write about my future self and I write stuff that will help me develop into my future self. And then I read it before I go to bed. But anyway, in my journal, I draw. Like there's just moments, especially before I go to bed, if I'm just like up and I don't feel like going to sleep, I'll just draw freely. And I'm not an artist. I never like consider myself a good drawer at all. Like if y'all saw my little like miracle life poster, like it's stick figures, okay? I'm not, I don't want to say I'm not, but I will say that I pursued drawing and practicing drawing from a space of thinking that I wasn't a good artist and thinking that I couldn't do certain things and thinking that I couldn't draw a certain way. And so one thing that I started like 3 years ago, I think, was that I would just draw in my journal. And sometimes I remember even in Bali, I started drawing landscapes. Now it's not, ain't all that, ain't all that. But it allowed me to start drawing and expressing from a space where I'm not thinking. And I love it because it's my journal, it's my space. I don't think anybody has ever read any of my journals. And so it allows me to have this protective space that encourages me to just draw and just be and really live the full expression of who I am in that moment or the full expression of what I'm seeing or what I'm experiencing in that moment. And I think that's really the key to like true artists too, right? One thing that I kind of reflected on the other day was that all of my friends, I remember like I had a lot of friends in high school and even in college who were artists. And I would always be like, how do you do it? And they're like, I don't know. Like they literally said, I don't know, because they're not thinking, right? They're not thinking when they express themselves. They just know how to express themselves through drawing. They're not thinking about where everything needs to go. They just draw it out and then, it comes out to be a masterpiece. So I think that's really the key to drawing. And you can use that and you can use that technique as a way to really empower yourself to express yourself even more. So that's going to be it for part 2. I love y'all so much. And I will see y'all tomorrow. Peace.